Welcome to Drunk Bible Study. This show's mission is to read every single word of the greatest story ever told. A warning to our listeners, the hosts of this show are sinners, but they're doing their best. There will be drinking and there may be some swears. They did say they'd try to keep it clean, but I wouldn't put my money on it.
I'm Emily, and this is Drunk Bible Study, where my good friends Dedeker and Jace teach me, a born and raised atheist, all about the Bible. So, Jace and Dedeker, how are we doing today?
I'm great, but what were you just doing? I looked in the camera and I saw that you were just like spraying something around. Were you changing the air like Marie Kondo tells us to do?
Here, I gotta do this like an influencer. It's a mood mist. It's like lavender spray. So... yeah, I don't know. It felt like it needed a little bit of good juju, good sense. So
I was gonna say, were you like just too pumped for Drunk Bible Study? You need to calm yourself down.
I guess. I don't know. I was up really late last night. Yeah, I was up really late last night with my sick cat at the vet, and he's doing better now. But you know, I just needed a little spritz of something. So, how are you two doing, though?
Doing well. This week has been a week of all meetings for me, and so I've just been irritated and annoyed all week, and I can't tell you how much, how much this morning I was like, at least I get to stop early today to start drinking and reading the Bible, so...
Oh, yeah, I feel the same. Today was just like a packed day for me of just like work and also some difficult emotional stuff, and I really was looking forward to at least I get to have Drunk Bible Study at the end of the day.
This is what the Bible does.
Yeah.
It brings us together for alcohol and fun and excitement.
Recharge.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Indeed.
Christians weren't lying about everything.
Yeah. There you go. Exactly. All right. What did we talk about last week? It was the start of Kings.
Yeah.
Yes. New main character.
Solomon.
Yes.
Solomon,
Yes.
who potentially...
May he reign.
Potentially we're casting Michael B. Jordan. So keep that in mind. This is his like chemistry read with the other characters we haven't cast yet.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm excited about that.
Yeah, he sort of also decided to like go on a rampage and kill a bunch of people that were not good to his dad and that were potentially going to be a problem for him at a later time, including our dear friend Joab.
Yeah.
He
Finally got his comeuppance.
Yep. Yes,
he did. So sadly, that happened. I'm very interested. Oh, and Bathsheba like got him in there, and Nathan Prime. They both got in there and got Solomon to the top. And he's like 15 at this point. If he's 15 doing all this, what's going to happen when he gets older? Wow.
Yeah, I guess we've established that by the end of the chapter we last read, he would have been 18 because 3 years had passed.
Okay.
But yeah, so he's still a pretty young king. So we're gonna see how he establishes his kingdom, I guess.
Yeah,
I hope.
Indeed.
Or who knows? Maybe there'll just be another census, and we'll just name everybody for an hour.
That's true. That was sort of that wasn't a very compelling ending to this 2-part series of Samuel. But
David's story. It was kind of weird to end on this weird census and hugging a virgin, and then we're dead.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. David died too.
Exactly.
That happened. That happened. So, all right. What are we drinking today?
Well, I am having a lovely rosé. It's from the Carneros area of the Napa Valley.
Oh, wow. You brought it.
Well, the vineyard.
Vineyard.
Is that like another word that you pronounce strangely? What's the other one that she pronounces strangely?
No, stop it. No, it just, my body couldn't decide whether to say winery or vineyard, and it chose to combine
and it came
them.
out vineyard. Well done.
Okay, this vineyard is Courtney Benham, and I brought the bottle to show you because the label, like their logo, is someone who's about to get into a horrible bike accident. I don't know if you can see that. They're like, it's like someone on a bike who just ran into a rock and they're about to go flying into the stratosphere. And they thought that was the best logo for their vineyard for some reason.
Wow.
Now I'm always going to say that.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Wow. Jace, what are you drinking?
So I decided to enjoy more of this Espolón tequila that I got, and I've been combining it with my mango sparkling water. It's actually a pretty nice little combo.
Nice. Yeah, it's like a tonic and tequila.
Well, but without
like
any
drink.
tonicness. It's like more like a soda
I guess
water.
tonic is different than soda water. Yeah, they're two different things.
What about you?
I don't know in what way.
What fancy, amazing looking, like home muddled drink have you made today?
Look at it.
Yeah,
I mean,
gosh.
y'all that are listening to this recorded version, you can't see it, but Emma always whips out this just amazing craft mixology drink that she just like threw together at home. No
like
big
with
deal.
Garnishes and like fresh ingredients and
Well, I wanted to
home
look
infused.
good for the people who get to see it, and you too. Yeah, it's just it's a frozen watermelon margarita. So I have frozen watermelon that I threw in with some Cointreau and tequila and some fresh lime juice and fresh mint. I think that's why it's not like a very vibrant red, but the mint adds a little something. It's quite nice. Highly
Sounds
recommend.
Lovely. Sounds just lovely.
Yeah, it's not chocolate. My mom is asking if it's chocolate, and it's not. It is watermelon. What are we doing today? What are we
reading today?
Just talking about drinks and our day and what's been going on.
I know. All right. So today we're continuing on with the story of Solomon in 1 Kings chapters 3 through 5. You can read along with us at drunkbiblestudy.com/read and go grab your drinks. All right, as we get started, we want to remind everybody to read responsibly and drink responsibly.
You can drink along with us, or you can listen while you're in the car.
But please do not do both at the same time. And with that, 1 Kings 3. Solomon made affinity with Pharaoh, king of Egypt. Whoa, really?
An alliance.
Pharaoh, this is not the Pharaoh, like the old Pharaoh.
Well, no, Pharaoh's a
different
title.
Pharaoh.
It's like a Caesar, you know?
Yeah,
Right.
okay.
Many generations of pharaohs have come and gone.
Yeah,
Yes.
not the Pharaoh whose heart was hardened like 3,000 times, but a different Pharaoh whose heart we can harden.
Let's find out if his heart is hard or not.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. So, yeah, with Pharaoh, king of Egypt, and took Pharaoh's daughter, and brought her into the city of David until he had made an end of building his own house and the house of Yahweh and the wall of Jerusalem round about.
I'm assuming that Pharaoh was like, yes, here, take my daughter. I'm assuming he didn't just steal her.
Well,
I think this
it's
is like
Solomon.
a political marriage.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm glad that you made that known because I figured it was Solomon and he's been killing a bunch of people and he's like, and now I'm taking this lady.
He's just on a power bender right now.
Indeed, yeah. So wait a minute. He made an end of building his own house. So he finished his house and then the house of Yahweh. So he finished the
temple.
The temple,
right?
Yeah, it was like the church, the tabernacle, something. Yeah, okay. So he finished that, and then the wall around Jerusalem. So he's like in a nice little spot. Only the people sacrificed in the high places, because there was no house built for the name of Yahweh until those days.
Oh, so they had to go sacrifice up on a mountaintop or a hilltop because there wasn't an established temple.
Okay.
Got it. Got it.
Solomon loved Yahweh, walking in the statutes of David his father. Only he sacrificed and burnt incense in the high places. All right. The king went to Gibeon to sacrifice there, for that was the great high place. 1,000 burnt offerings did Solomon offer on that altar.
Good boy, Solomon.
So I'm looking
I bet God loves him.
In the message, the high places gets translated to just local shrines.
Oh,
so,
that sounds way less impressive.
Yeah, I just keep imagining it's
places.
Little hills or cliffs or something they have to go up to. Maybe it's both.
Are they just saying high as in it is high because it's of God, or is it actually like on a mountaintop?
That's the question. Yeah.
Okay.
No one knows the answer.
Yeah, I certainly don't. The king went to Gibeon to sacrifice there, for that was the great high place. 1,000 burnt offerings did Solomon offer at that altar. In Gibeon, Yahweh appeared to Solomon in a dream by night, and God said, "Ask what I shall give you." Whoa.
How? Gosh, what an honor to have the rock come to you in your dreams.
I know.
So
Yes.
David, for the first time ever, was asked, which punishment do you want? But now Solomon just gets asked, like, what do you want, man? You're cool. You're my dude. You're here. Like, what do you want?
Oh, wow.
I would be scared. I'd be scared, like, when a genie's like, yeah, give me your 3 wishes. I'm like, you're going to trick me somehow
Right.
out of my wishes. Or you're going to have to lay out some very specific rules. Is
I
Solomon
feel like
scared?
Solomon is not scared. I feel like he's just like, yeah, obviously. Clearly, God is asking me, the king.
If he's
the great
anything like his
Solomon.
dad, he's like, yeah, I'm cool. God loves me. This is great.
Right.
This is what I deserve.
Right.
Yeah, he learned from the original person who was, talking about how much God loved him. So
Right. And how he was the most famous singer in the land and all of that.
yeah, I forgot. Goodness. Solomon said, "You should have shown to your servant David, my father, great loving kindness." Oh, no, sorry. You have shown, not should have. You have.
whoa.
He's not
Good
that
job.
ballsy.
Yeah.
No, you definitely did. Yeah, thank you for doing that. You have shown to your servant David, my father, great loving kindness, according as he walked before you in truth and in righteousness and in uprightness of heart with you. And you have kept him for him this great loving kindness, that you have given him a son to sit on the throne, as is this day. Now, Yahweh, my God, you have made your servant king instead of David, my father, and I am but a little child, except for like an 18-year-old little child.
He's
Right.
really trying to play into like, I'm just an innocent little boy. Never
totally
mind that I
isn't,
just
though.
killed all of these political enemies of David.
Right.
Yeah, and took the Pharaoh's daughter. I don't know how to go out or come in. What does that mean?
Well,
Wait.
okay.
What does that mean?
We established that going out and coming in means going to war, and going in and coming out is sex. I'm pretty sure we've established those are their euphemisms.
Okay, yeah. So
Okay.
he's probably saying, maybe I've yet to go to battle or to wage an intense campaign against any other country. So maybe he's leading up to asking for some help in that regard.
Yeah. Okay, I don't know how to come out. Your servant is in the midst of your people, which you have chosen, a great people that can't be numbered nor counted for multitude. I thought that they just had a census.
But
But
Yahweh
that was the whole
hated
point. That's
it.
why he hated it, because
You're
he's
right, he
attempting
hated
to
it.
number people that cannot be numbered.
And how dare they do that? Okay. Give your servant, therefore, an understanding heart to judge your people, that I may discern between good and evil. For who is able to judge this, your great people? The speech pleased the Lord, that Solomon had asked this thing.
It was a
God
test
said
after all.
Yeah, clearly, yeah. God said to him, because you have asked this thing and have not asked for yourself long life, neither have asked for riches for yourself, nor have asked for the life of your enemies, but have asked for yourself understanding to discern justice, behold, I have done according to your word. Behold, I have given you a wise and understanding heart, so that there has been none like you before you, neither after you shall any arise like you.
Wow. What a request.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Do you
it's-
think that this, I mean, I'm assuming that he's of sound like mind and actually meaning like, yeah, I really want this thing and I really want to be the best king possible. He's not just like trying to get something out of God.
Well,
I think that's
maybe a little column A, little column B.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I mean, I think
this
it all
is smart though.
Yeah, it all depends on how Michael B. Jordan plays this, but
I see. It all depends on our casting choice.
but I don't see any reason to doubt that necessarily. I think that's legit that
Yeah,
he's like, I want to be a good king. Makes sense.
Okay, well, that's nice. I have also given you that which you have not asked, both riches and honor. How nice.
In the message, it
yes.
says, as a bonus, I'm giving you both the wealth and the glory you didn't ask for.
You get everything behind all three doors.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm assuming that's why I asked that question, because I think that like in some way he knew that was coming for him, that this was going to happen. So okay, so there shall not be any among the kings like you all your days. Wow. If you will walk in my ways to keep my statutes and my commandments as your father David did walk, then I will lengthen your days. Solomon awoke, and behold, it was a dream. And he came to Jerusalem and stood before the ark of the covenant of Yahweh and offered up burnt offerings and offered peace offerings and made a feast to all his servants. Then there came two women who were prostitutes to the king and stood before him. Is this part of his package that he got, like winning The Price is Right?
No, I don't think so.
And if
keep
you act
reading.
now, we'll throw in two prostitutes.
Yeah.
Oh.
keep reading. I mean, keep reading.
Okay. The one woman said, "Oh, my lord, I and this woman dwell in one house, and I was delivered of a child with her in the house. It happened the third day after I was delivered that this woman was delivered also, and we were together, and there was no stranger with us in the house, save we two in the house."
Hold on. Okay, first of all, this is a very famous story.
Yes, it
Emily.
is.
Are you familiar? You're familiar with the story? Yeah. Okay.
I'm familiar with the story, but couldn't they write it better?
Are you just gonna say I've never heard it told this way? It's just very meandery and lots of unnecessary detail. And we were together. There wasn't any stranger, It's really
we were together. There were two babies. We both had a baby.
But imagine this is, Judge Judy or Judge Joe Brown or something, right? It's like they want to set the whole scene, because that's essentially what they're doing, right? They're coming for judgment. So it's like, okay, here's the deal. I had the baby on this day, and then on the third day she had the baby. And there was no one else in the house, just to be clear. It couldn't have been anyone else, really trying to lay it all out for the judge.
Okay. This woman's child died in the night because she lay on it.
Awkward.
Oh,
what?
Goodness. I mean, I suppose that's a risk.
Yeah, the translation that pretty much every other translation does is that in the night she rolled over on top of the baby and it died.
Oh, that's awful.
I know, it's
that is
horrible.
really awful.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure it's happened, but it's awful.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
She arose at midnight and took my son from beside me while your handmaid slept, and lay it on her bosom, and laid her dead child on my bosom. When I rose in the morning to give my child suck, behold, it was dead. But when I had looked at it in the morning, behold, it was not my son whom I bore. The other woman said, "No, but the living is my son, and the dead is your son." This said, "No, but the dead is your son, and the living is my son."
Okay,
Thus they spoke
no,
before the king.
No, it's not. No, it's not. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Then said the king, "The one says, 'This is my son who lives,' and your son is the dead. And the other says, 'No, but your son is the dead, and my son is the living.'"
Okay. This translation also just, your son is the dead, my son is the living. I don't know. I want to.
Yeah, what does the message say? Or even King James, is that what you read, Dedeker, or are you used to NIV?
No, I was used to NIV.
Okay.
Which one do you want? I can read you any translation you want. NIV?
I don't know, yeah, sure. Just for fun.
Okay, just change it up. Give the message a break.
Yeah.
Let's see. During the night, so this is the first woman speaking now. During the night, this woman's son died because she lay on him. So she got up in the middle of the night and took my son from my side, while I, your servant, was asleep. She put him by her breast and put her dead son by my breast. The next morning I got up to nurse my son, and he was dead. But when looking at him closely in the morning light, I saw that it wasn't the son I had born. The other woman said, "No, the living one is my son, the dead one's yours." But the first one insisted, "No, the dead one is yours, the living one's mine." And so they argued before the king.
Okay.
So it's pretty much the same deal, just slightly less awkward.
I guess I never really realized with Solomon's story that he went straight from having this dream, asking God for a wise heart, straight to this baby story. First day on the job, right in the fire.
Well, I mean, this is when a president has his first 100 days, and he's kind of he's supposed to do the most in the first 100 days. This is his first day, and so
Right.
he's coming out with a bang. How exciting. Okay. All right. The king said, get me a sword. They brought a sword before the king. The king said, divide the living child in two and give half to the one and half to the other. Then spoke the woman whose the living child was to the king, for her heart yearned over her son, and she said, oh, my lord, give her the living child and in no way kill it. But the other said, it shall neither be mine nor yours, divide it. So, yeah, there it is. Then the king answered, give her the living child and in no way kill it. She is the mother of it. All Israel heard the judgment which the king had judged, and they feared the king, for they saw the wisdom of God was in him to do justice.
Oh my goodness, so smart. So smart.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then it's going to be ripped off by Bertolt Brecht several hundreds of years later in the Caucasian
Are you talking
chalk
about Baby in the
circle.
Bathwater?
No,
Or
I'm
no?
talking about the Caucasian chalk circle.
What?
It's a
Okay.
play.
Oh,
It's a play.
okay.
They make a similar
So was
allegory,
Baby in the
but,
Bathwater, but
it's-
that's not Bertolt Brecht. I forget
but
who
it's
it is.
less
We read
about
it in
cutting a baby in
college.
half and more about pulling a slightly older child by the hands on two sides of a chalk circle, and it's similar. It's the same exact metaphor, same exact allegory. But Bertolt Brecht, for some reason, thought, I'm going to add some life to this baby and make him 10 years old instead of 0 years old.
Interesting. Okay.
Why would they do that? Okay. No, I don't
Yeah.
know. It's Brecht. Cool.
You
That's
know,
fun.
So what I do like about the story is that all the other stories that we've heard, like pretty much all the other stories we've heard about leaders being very clever or wise, has either been like their tricksy military victories, like was the case, with, I guess, David, but mostly like with Joshua and stuff like that, where it's like, we're going to cleverly outsmart them and trick them in battle. Or
Yeah.
it was just, what? I guess that's it. Or just like listening
Or it
to
was
Yahweh
like Abraham
and going,
being like, I'm going to pretend that my wife is my sister, and
sure.
Yeah, Abraham did that multiple times.
Right.
yeah, that
Yeah.
kind of tricksiness.
Yeah, but it was all kind of based in tricksiness. And this one is sort of also tricksiness, but for a different purpose. It's like the trick isn't the thing. The trick is just kind of like the way to get to the truth. I don't know. I think it's interesting.
Just
I
being
actually
clever.
think it's kind of cool.
Oh, that's
yeah.
cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. Let's
It's
see
cool.
what other
It's cool.
what other kind of clever japes Solomon's going to get into here.
Okay.
Let's see.
Moving on. This is me, right?
No.
Oh, no, this is you.
No.
Okay.
No.
You're Kings 4. All right.
Yep. Kings 4. King Solomon was king over all Israel.
Can
Yeah,
I?
we know.
The-
Can I real quick? Sorry. I just looked at the very first sentence in the message. King Solomon was off to a good start ruling Israel.
Wow.
They're not wrong.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose you're right. But the message is, who is it written for? Can I ask that? Like, is it written for like the teenage like kid who doesn't really want to read the
'cause,
Bible?
I mean, it was definitely written for myself and my teenage friends to crack up in the middle of church service, for sure.
But I think it was intended to be written for you. It just missed
Yeah.
enough that it became a
Missed
joke.
enough. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Unfortunately, that's what happens when like a 60-year-old man writes something for teenagers. Is you
Right.
miss the mark just enough, generally.
yeah, that's what makes it so awesome.
Okay, so King Solomon, he was king over all Israel. These were the princes whom he had.
Oh, boy.
Here we go.
Okay.
Got some names.
I knew this was
Get
gonna
ready.
happen.
With that lady, with the Pharaoh lady, the
No,
Pharaoh
the
daughter.
princes. I don't think it's like princes as in his children. I think these are like his officers.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I think this
Yeah,
is just...
because a lot of these people have different dads, as you'll find out, because you're going to find out
Oh yeah,
who their
because
dads
it's a
are.
son of. Okay,
Yes.
Of course.
Okay.
Of course. Gotta have that.
These were the princes whom he had: Azariah, the son of Zadok the priest, Elihureph and Ahijah, the sons of Shisha, scribes, Jehoshaphat, the son of Ahilud, the recorder, and this is Benihana, same Benihana. Benihana, the son of Jehoiada,
Oh, yeah, of
was
course.
over the host.
Oh,
And
okay.
Zadok-
So
yeah,
was Jehoshaphat the same Jehoshaphat, or did somebody just want to be named Jehoshaphat?
I just wanted to.
God wanted to name him Jehoshaphat, but this is an actual Jehoshaphat.
No, you're thinking God wanted Solomon to be named Jedediah.
Yeah.
Okay, but you had said jumping Jehoshaphat at some point in this whole long thing that we've been doing.
Yeah.
Yes, that's a phrase.
But,
Yeah.
But we said it because we talked about someone named Jehoshaphat, who I think is this same person
Is
here.
this guy?
Who
Okay.
was one of the officers of David, I think. But the jump in Jehoshaphat's a King Jehoshaphat who happens later.
Okay.
There's a king?
Zadok, okay, we'll get to it. And Zadok and Abiathar were priests, and Azariah, the son of Nathan, was over the officers, and Zabud, the son of Nathan, was chief minister and the king's friend. And
That political
But
But all these other people,
King's friend.
he didn't really like them, but
friends.
they were good at, doing what they were doing.
would not hang out with them. I mean, they're okay at the office, but
Yeah,
really
yeah.
wouldn't
He
go
wouldn't
get
get a
beer
drink with them.
Yeah, yeah. And Ahishar was over the household, and Adoniram, the son of Abda, was over the men subject to forced labor. Lovely.
Goodness.
Solomon
Right.
had 12 officers over all Israel who provided food for the king and his household. Each man had to make provision for a month in the year. Okay, so if there's 12 officers, each of them takes a month, and they're responsible for the potluck that month. Right?
Oh, I see.
Something like that. It's kind of like their tax, I guess.
Okay.
Okay. Huh.
These are their names. Oh, this is 12 additional officers. Boy. All right, here we go. These are their names. Ben-Hur.
Wait,
There it is.
There it is.
Wait.
There he is.
I didn't know that Ben-Hur was a real thing. I thought it was just like a random story with chariots.
Maybe we should watch Ben-Hur, because I don't actually know that story or who
Yeah,
he
I
is.
don't really either.
Okay.
I
I'm
watched
pretty
that
sure
movie.
the Ben-Hur film is set in like the Roman Empire, and
I don't
thus
know.
would
Was
not be
that
the same Ben-Hur.
also? Was that
Yeah.
also one of the guys that are in like all of these movies that we looked up?
Was that a Charlton Heston?
Charlton Heston.
Is he Ben-Hur? No.
Wait, somebody is saying that Ben-Hur is Jesus time. So is this a different Ben-Hur?
It's got to be a different Ben-Hur.
Yeah, must be. Mm-hmm. I remember watching that movie when I was probably, I don't know, 7 or something like that. I was very young, so I really don't remember it very well.
I know it won Best Picture, I think.
Oh, really?
Probably.
Yeah, as back then all you had to do was make a Bible movie with a bunch of extras and you get Best Picture. Okay,
Right.
so Ben-Hur in the hill country of Ephraim, Ben Decker in
What?
Makaz, and in Shalbim and Beth Shemesh, and Elon, not Musk, but Elon Beth Hanan, Ben Hesed in Arubath.
This is a lot of bends. Goodness.
Many bens. And to him pertained Sukkah and all the land of Hepher. Ben Abinadab in all the height of Dor. He had Taphath, the daughter of Solomon, as wife. Baana, the son of Ahalud, in Tanakh and Megiddo, and all Beth Shean, which is beside Zerathan, beneath Jezreel, from Beth Shean to Abba Mulhola, as far as beyond Jokmeam.
I'm sorry, what
so-
did you just
I don't
say?
know.
That was
What?
some very elaborate Google Maps directions to this person's house, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, got it.
That was
So-
a lot of place names that we've never really encountered that I recall.
Right.
Okay,
Someone
there's more.
pointed out in chat that Ben just means son of. So that's why a lot of these start with Ben.
Okay.
So Ben-Hur is
Why
son
doesn't
of her.
everybody
Why does everybody start with Ben?
Yeah.
That's a good question.
Okay.
That is a good
There's more.
question.
There's more Bens. There
Yeah.
are more Bens to come. Okay, Ben
Okay.
Geber in Ramoth Gilead, and to him
You just say
pertained
Ben Burr?
no Ben Geber.
Oh,
Ben
Geber.
Geber in
Gerber.
Ramoth Gilead, and to him pertained the towns of Jair, the son of Manasseh, which are in Gilead, and even to him pertained the region of Argob, which is in Bashan. 60 great cities with walls and brazen bars. Maybe brazen bars.
Brazen.
Yeah.
Brazen bars.
Okay.
Ahinadab, the son of Edo, in Mahanaim. Ahimaaz in Naphtali. He also took Basemath, the daughter of Solomon, as wife. Baana, the son of Hushai, in Asher and Bealoth. Jehoshaphat, the son of Paruah, in Issachar. So there's a lot of
different
Jehoshaphat.
different
Jehoshaphat?
ones.
Many,
Yeah.
many.
Okay, I can't with these names.
Oh, just wait, because there's another Shimei also. Shimei, the son of Elah, in Benjamin.
Is
Geber,
Shimei
the
dead? The
Yeah,
other,
the
yeah.
Shimei that
previous
we knew
Shimei?
and loved, he's dead. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a new
Thank
Shimei.
goodness. Okay.
Geber, the son of Uri, in the land of Gilead, the country of Sihon, king of the Amorites, and of Og, king of Bashan. I haven't heard from Og in a long time. Jeez.
Yeah, Og.
Oh, yeah.
And he was the only officer who was in the land.
Wait, is that a different Og?
I think that's the same Og. I think he's giving us a reference of like Geber is in the country of Sihon and Og, even though Og and Sihon are definitely long dead by now. But just so you know, this is where the Amorites lived, and this is where this officer is also.
Okay.
Or was this guy a descendant of Og somehow?
Who knows?
Probably not. We wouldn't be friends with them. I don't know. Who knows? Anything's possible. It seems like they change their mind every other book about like who can be
For
married
sure.
to whom.
Yes.
Yeah.
Judah and Israel were many as the sand which is by the sea in multitude, eating and drinking and making merry.
Oh, well.
Solomon ruled over all the kingdoms from the river to the land of the Philistines and to the border of Egypt. They brought tribute and served Solomon all the days of his life. Solomon's provision for one day, get this, okay. Solomon's provision
Get this.
for
Look at what
one
this
day
guy got, okay?
was 30 measures of fine flour and 60 measures of meal, 10 fat oxen and 20 oxen out of the pastures, and 100 sheep,
Wow.
besides harts and gazelles and roebucks and fattened fowl.
What's a
For
heart?
he had dominion over all the region on this side of the river, from Tiphsah even to Gaza, over all the kings on this side of the river, and he had peace on all sides round about him. Okay, so his provision for one day. What does the message say? Is this his tax? Is this what he eats in one day? What is this?
I certainly hope not.
The message says this is one day's food supply for Solomon's household. So this
Okay,
is
I
like
can
that,
believe
him and,
that makes more sense.
A lot
Yeah.
of wives around and concubines
But
and
goodness.
children,
and
I'm
servants and
There's
children.
probably people
and-
starving out there, and he needs all this?
sure. Well, nothing's
Truly?
changed.
Yeah.
All right.
Also, Emily Hart's a deer.
Thank you. A female deer? No, that's a doe. Okay.
Okay. Judah and Israel lived safely, every man under his vine and fig tree.
Wow.
Oh,
That's a
geez,
Hamilton
that's-
reference,
that's
everyone.
Where it came from.
Hamilton reference, everyone.
Oh, geez,
Wow.
that caught me by surprise. Okay, Judah and I'm going to start crying. Geez. Okay, Judah
calm
and,
down.
Judah and Israel lived safely, every man under his vine and under his fig tree, from Dan even to Beersheba, all the days of Solomon. Solomon had 40,000 stalls of horses for his chariots, and 12,000 horsemen. This is too much.
That's a lot. Where would they put all of them?
It's got to be for the 40 units of
Yeah.
horses and 12 units of horsemen, right? Right, Jace? Please tell me.
Otherwise,
Yes,
that just
okay.
seems just unbelievable. But
Too
I
many
mean,
horses to
outrageous.
feed, too many horsemen to feed. There's just no way.
However-
There's just no way.
however, in the message, he does actually translate this as 40,000 and 12,000, as opposed to other times where he has said like 12 companies of men or something. So I don't know. Maybe there's some debate here.
That's 40,000 horses. No one can feed 40,000 horses.
Look it up.
There's not
Look
that
it up.
many
We'll
horses
look
in
it
the
up.
world.
Yes.
I'm gonna look up. I'm gonna look up how many horses are in the world. Just
Right
give me,
now,
give me,
or
just
like
right
my mom
now.
is like not okay. Listen.
How many
imagine
horses
how
are in
much-
the world? It's 58,832,221
Okay,
horses in the world.
Yeah. So calm down, okay? Calm down. Solomon could have that many.
But can you imagine how much horse shit you got to deal with literally
Yeah, a
and
lot.
figuratively
A
every single
lot.
day?
But you have enough servants that require, 100 sheep and 20 cattle and 20 whatever, That's why they had to feed him that much, because they burn all those calories.
It's not. I'm sorry. It's not 40,000 horses. It's just not. It's just not. No one needs that many horses. Okay. Okay, so
Solomon is
12,000
quite
horsemen.
the king.
Those officers provided food for King Solomon and for all who came to King Solomon's table, every man in his month. They let nothing be lacking. Barley also and straw for the horses and swift steeds brought they to the place where the officers were, every man according to his charge. God gave Solomon wisdom and understanding exceeding much, and very great understanding, even as the sand that is on the seashore. Because
We
I didn't,
got it.
Solomon's wisdom. Are you tired of hearing about it yet? Because I'm going to tell you more about
Well,
it.
Great.
By all means.
I love it.
Solomon's wisdom excelled the wisdom of all the children of the East and all the wisdom of Egypt. For he was wiser than all men, than Ethan the Ezrahite and He-Man.
Did you just say the words He-Man? Did you? I'm sorry.
I just looked and it does say He-Man. That's pretty
He-Man.
great.
I never thought of He-Man as that wise, so I'd believe this comparison.
What's the He-Man song?
You mean the meme song or the actual song?
The meme song. Oh, yep. Well done, Dedeker. Well done. That one. Well done. Yeah. What's going on? By the four non-blondes.
Three or four. Somewhere between 3 and 5 non-blondes, yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
We knew that we would get Dedeker to sing eventually in this show. Well done.
Yes.
That was even in key, Dedeker. I'm very impressed. That was in key.
You.
Well done.
Thank you. The one helps. And Calcol and Darda, the sons of Mahol, and his fame was in all the nations round about. He spoke 3,000 proverbs, and his songs were 1,005.
That's very precise.
Nothing is small about this guy. Nothing.
No.
Oh, yeah, he's very go big or go home for sure. So by Proverbs, these are the book of Proverbs, right? It's written by Solomon, supposedly.
Oh, it is?
The book we're gonna get to?
I don't know. Is that true? Is that the case?
I'm pretty sure, because David is Psalms, and I'm pretty sure Solomon is the book of Proverbs.
Okay.
It's 3,000 Proverbs. He's got to put them somewhere.
Yeah, you're
There's
right.
got to be some
King
of them
Solomon.
in that book.
Yeah, King Solomon. It's his Proverbs.
And his Psalms 1,005. What a number.
So does that mean he also gets some Psalms in there too then? Maybe some are him?
Maybe, yeah. He spoke of trees, from the cedar that is in Lebanon, even to the hyssop that springs out of the wall. He spoke also of animals, and of birds, and of creeping things, and of fish.
Wait, what?
You heard me. There came of all peoples to hear the wisdom of Solomon from all kings of the earth who had heard of his wisdom. That's the end of the chapter.
Okay. I mean, I do like the idea of like Michael B. Jordan just like sitting there, like picking up a little worm and being like, this worm, everybody come closer, hear about it. Come here. I want to tell you about it. I want to tell you something.
Like that thing that only really rich and privileged people can do of like, I had this epiphany about love and life, and I just want all y'all to hear it, and y'all have to listen to me.
Yeah.
Well, he certainly was wealthy.
Great.
We covered that just a moment ago. So
Oh, boy. Yeah. I mean, God probably gave him those 40,000 horses, Dedeker.
Oh, he's just like, poof, there you go.
I don't know. You said the words genie before. I mean, isn't God as genie as you get?
I mean, you're not wrong.
yeah, wow. Okay, so I just keep thinking about in Monty Python and the Holy Grail when King Arthur meets Sir Bedivere, and he's like, "Who are you who's so knowledgeable in the ways of science?" And it's just that like guy just knew everything about everything. They're like, "Hey, why is this bird red?" And he's like, "Well, that is because long ago it, killed its mother, and therefore all the children have been punished to be red."
Okay. All right.
It's like,
I just have to let people know. David in the chat pointed out a very important point, which is that in Deuteronomy there was a law. There was a limit to how many horses kings were allowed to have. Remember that? I thought it was only like 40.
Yeah, you're right.
I don't remember that,
on this.
but I believe you, David, because you know way more about the Bible than any of us.
So
Definitely
either that
me.
means that it is 40 units of horses and Solomon is completely in line with the law, or he is way out of line with the law by having 40,000 horses.
You know, God probably doesn't care.
I think he
chill.
cares.
The king, moreover, must not acquire great numbers of horses for himself, or make the people return to Egypt to get more of them. For the Lord has told you, you're not to go back that way again. That's from the New International Version, Deuteronomy 17, verse 16.
Wait, but how many is how many?
But I think it's because it's his household, maybe, and not just the king. Is it like that thing where to get around the estate tax, you gift things to other people?
Oh, yeah. You can gift your wife like $75,000 like tax free or something.
Jeez,
That was in a
know that,
movie.
Emily.
And your
I feel like that was in a
children and
movie.
Other people, yeah. I think it's more than that now. But anyway, maybe it's that sort of thing.
course.
Maybe he's found a loophole because he's very wise. So it would make sense.
He knows all the loopholes.
Yeah.
That's what he like. Tax evasion and other wise things. Nice for him.
Yep. Wow.
Wow.
Okay.
this has been some great fun. And like I was mentioning at the end of the show last time, whenever I'm reading, I need to cover up the chat in our live show because people actually make some pretty funny jokes and observations, and it distracts me. If y'all are interested in us continuing to do this, there are some specific ways that you can help support our show.
Continuing on, the last chapter, it's a very short one. So like buckle your seatbelts because we're going to be done before you know it. 1 Kings chapter 5. Hiram, king of Tyre, sent his servants to Solomon, for he had heard that they had appointed him king in the place of his father. Yeah, get with the program, Hiram. And Hiram...
I think word spreads slow in these days, to be fair.
True. They don't have Twitter.
That's true.
Yeah. Solomon, he'd always loved, because, gosh, and Hiram had always loved David. Solomon sent to Hiram, saying, "Know that David my father could not build a house for the name of Yahweh his God because of the wars which were around him on every side."
Are you looking at the NIV?
No. Should be the World English Bible. Is it not?
Okay. You're just like kind of paraphrasing it. And I'm like, are you looking at a different version?
You know what's interesting is that is kind of a tricky thing because
I'm looking at the version that you gave me via drunkbiblestudy.com/read. Everyone go there now. So it's like slightly different than what you're like saying.
Oh, you're right. Wow, that's interesting. So I was reading the World English Bible, but from a different website, because then I can have it next to the Message translation. That's interesting. And I've noticed this before with other sites, that they'll each have slightly different versions of the World English Bible. Huh. And that's an interesting, I wonder, we'll have to look into that. Maybe for the bonus, I can look into what's the deal with the multiples.
Is it because
of the
it's
World
this
English
open
Bible.
source Bible that
It's
maybe
not
different
really open
places
source, though, is the thing. Like
different places are getting different updated versions, potentially.
Yeah.
It's like Wikipedia.
Yeah, I see. Right. So in the version that I got for our site, it says, "For Hiram was ever a lover of David." And for the one that's on Bible Gateway, it says, "And Hiram had always loved David." It's just like a little...
And you said appointed him king, and this says anointed him king.
Oh, yeah.
Conspiracy.
Yeah. That's interesting.
And
Okay,
I was like,
I'm
you
gonna
just read that word wrong, but you didn't.
I'll switch back to ours, but I want to look into that. That's interesting to see how these versions have diverged from each other.
Yeah.
Okay. So Hiram loved David, though. We all got that. That was the most important thing. Solomon sent to Hiram saying, "You know how that David, my father, could not build a house for the name of Yahweh his God, for the wars which were about him on every side, until Yahweh put them under the soles of his feet." He stomped them.
Huh. Wow.
"But now Yahweh my God has given me rest on every side. There is neither adversary. There is neither adversary nor evil occurrence. Behold, I purpose to build a house for the name of Yahweh my God, as Yahweh spoke to David my father, saying, Your son, whom I will set on your throne in your room, he shall build the house for my name." Do you guys remember that when that happened?
No.
When David was like, "I'm going to build Yahweh this cool house out of wood."
I do remember that, but I didn't remember that he had said that his son is going to do it instead.
Yeah, Yahweh was like, "Did I ask for a house? If I want a house, I will tell you to build me a house.
I remember that.
Your
Yeah.
son will build me a house, but not you." Yeah. So here it is. Coming around, the prophecy.
I thought he already did it, but he hasn't.
No, it's happening
I
now.
thought
There was a
just
verse.
said
Yes, there was a
that he
verse right at the
did
top. It's
it.
like, yes, Solomon got a house, and it was great.
Didn't I
And
read that?
now we're
maybe
getting more
just-
details.
We're maybe out of order in the timeline
Well,
a bit.
maybe we're just saying it again because
Okay.
the Bible likes to say things over,
Right.
Oh, we
and
do.
over and over again.
Maybe we're just getting like the backstory now of kind of how that happened. I don't know.
Cool.
Okay. Behold, I purpose to build a house for the name of Yahweh my God, as Yahweh spoke to David my father, saying, Your son, whom I will set on your throne in your room, he shall build the house for my name. Now, therefore, command you that they cut me cedar trees out of Lebanon, and my servants shall be with your servants, and I will give you hire for your servants according to all that you shall say. For you know that there is not among us any who knows how to cut timber like the Sidonians.
Oh, yeah.
We all know that,
Sidonians,
yeah.
right? I mean,
That's
just
timber.
their timber cutting skills.
Yeah.
Cannot be matched. Can't hold a candle.
Got it. Okay, so he's sending his servants and saying, we'll give you money to pay your servants to cut these trees. Okay. It happened when Hiram heard the words of Solomon that he rejoiced greatly and said, Blessed be Yahweh this day, who has given to David a wise son over this great people.
I'm going to pull a Dedeker and say, what is this accent?
This is Hiram. This is how Hiram talks. Don't worry about it. Hiram sent to Solomon, saying, I have heard the message which you have sent me. I will do all your desire concerning timber of cedar and concerning timber of fir. He didn't ask about fir.
Like
Bonus.
fir the fir or fir the tree?
Fir
a
with
Christmas
the eye
tree.
in the middle. Yeah.
Okay, like a-
fir tree.
Yeah. Oh, Tannenbaum.
Yes. My servants shall bring them down from Lebanon to the sea, and I will make them into rafts to go by sea to the place that you shall appoint me, and will cause them to be broken up there, and you shall receive them, and you shall accomplish my desire in giving food for my household. And Solomon's like, I just want you to do it. I don't need you to tell me how you're going to do it. So Hiram gave Solomon timber of cedar and timber of fir according to all his desire. Solomon gave Hiram 20,000 measures of wheat for food to his household and 20 measures of pure oil.
What kind of oil?
Less. 20,000 and then 20.
Most likely olive.
Oil's very precious,
It is,
regardless
yeah,
of what kind
yeah.
it is. Olive
Yeah.
especially.
It's very, very multi-purpose.
Yeah.
Thus gave Solomon to Hiram year by year. So that's just every year.
Whoa.
Every year he got that.
Wow.
So it's kind of paying a tribute, a tax. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Goodness.
Yahweh gave Solomon wisdom. Of course, can't forget that. Yahweh gave Solomon wisdom as he promised him, and there was peace between Hiram and Solomon. And they two made a league together. A league of extraordinary gentlemen. No,
So
sorry.
a league of their own?
A league of their own.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Just the two
Cool.
of them. King Solomon raised a levy out of all Israel, and the levy was 30,000 men. He sent them to Lebanon, 10,000 a month by courses. A month they were in Lebanon, and 2 months at home. Okay, sort of like working shifts, sending them out to Lebanon.
Wow.
All right.
What, to cut down all this wood? Why are they sending him to Lebanon? I'm lost.
Yeah, so
For fun.
right. So King Solomon was like, I need 30,000 men to help work for me because Solomon had said he would send him servants. But then it says he sent them to Lebanon 10,000 a month by courses. A month they were in Lebanon and 2 months at home. So the 30,000 was like 10 at
So
a
a
time.
little exchange program going on.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, work study abroad, as it were.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Adoniram was over the men subject to forced labor. Oh, I see. He was probably one of the ones that you
see.
read, Dedeker.
Okay,
Yeah.
so they're actually slaves, not
Actually
really a work
slaves.
study
Good, good.
program.
Good. Solomon had 70,000 who bore burdens and 80,000 who were stone cutters in the mountains. I guess these are their slave job titles. Besides Solomon's chief officers who were over the work, 3,300 who bore rule over the people who labored in the work. Okay. The king commanded, and they hewed out great stones, costly stones, to lay the foundation of the house with worked stone. Solomon's builders and Hiram's builders and the Gebalites, that's a new one, and the Gebalites did fashion them and prepared the timber and the stones to build the house. The end.
Wow.
Beautiful.
Wow. So that's going to be
Okay.
the temple. It's going to be a big old badass temple.
Yeah, with a stone foundation and wood from pine and fir.
Fir. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cedar. Cedar and fir.
Sorry, cedar
Yeah.
and fir. No pine.
Uh-huh.
Get that out of here.
Yeah.
Now,
How lovely.
here's a question. It's not really relevant to the story.
Okay, great.
Pretty consistently, our readings clock out at about an hour or so. And I'm like, that seems too well planned out, because we're just doing these readings that are served up to us by Bible study tools, correct?
Yeah.
And it's just like, I don't know.
Well, that makes sense.
I mean,
It's like they wanted us to make a podcast.
They did want us to make
yes.
a podcast. God decreed that it would happen at some point.
That makes sense.
Yeah, but
All
also,
in his
I don't
plan.
know, probably someone's attention span isn't going to last past an hour. It's like,
But it doesn't take you an
now.
hour. It doesn't take you an hour as an individual to read through these readings. It'd probably take you
No.
what?
30 minutes, half
Less
the
than
time.
30
I'd say
minutes
half
for
an hour,
sure.
yeah.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
we're, stopping and starting. And
That's true. If we were just
Trying
reading
to
it
crack
straight
jokes.
through, yeah.
It'd probably be
Yeah.
like 15 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
So there's something about that translation of time that works out very well for drinking and podcasting.
well done.
Yeah, no, it's great. It's like they planned it out, I guess, so that you could actually get through the Bible reading one reading
One day, every day in the
reading
year.
every day from 1 year. You get through the whole thing, and instead we're reading once a week, but we're jibber jabbering and reading out loud, so it takes us a lot longer.
Well, I will say John Michael in the chat is pointing out that it could be these are readings that could be finished during a Sunday school, which would be generally about an hour long class, and where you would probably also be discussing the passage as you're reading it.
Yeah.
Maybe not making quite as many jokes, but
Probably not.
Yeah.
Like
one of those, there was definitely, I know in my church, there was one of those read the Bible in a year Sunday school classes.
oh yeah,
Did you
yeah,
not?
you gotta
You
do
didn't
those.
take it.
No,
You
I didn't take it.
then?
No, I didn't take it. I was busy taking other Sunday school classes.
Jace, you didn't take it either. You two have never read the whole thing, right?
Right, never read the whole thing. Yeah.
Okay. But that's the thing. A lot of people are like, yeah, I've read it. The whole thing. Yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of people just
I'm telling you,
think
I
they've
put money-
encountered it all, and they haven't.
Most
Yeah.
people are lying. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think most people are just making the assumption of between the reading that I do with devotionals and what I hear in church
Mm-hmm.
and Sunday school, I've probably read the entire Bible. It feels like you've read the entire Bible.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, I think most people ain't read the entire Bible.
Right. From the research that we did at the beginning of this, trying to figure this out, it seems more likely that people who think they've read the whole Bible, unless they've done a specific study plan to read the whole thing and they've gone sort of day by day and followed a specific schedule to do it, more likely they've read something like 30 to 40%. Less than half is most people who think they've read the whole Bible. We've determined we think it's about that much that they've actually read. So
the Solomon story that I read.
Oh,
some
they've heard
David
that.
stuff.
Yeah, no, they heard that one. They've heard a bunch of those
Jesus.
David stories.
But I'm telling
Yeah,
you,
a lot of
they ain't read the
Jesus.
story of Absalom getting his hair caught in a tree and then having Joab stab 3 darts through his heart.
Right. They probably don't know exactly how much David's house ate in each day.
I mean Solomon.
Solomon's house. Sorry.
Solomon.
I really got to
Yeah.
get with the program here.
Lovely.
Right. Wow. Okay. Well, here we are. Here
All
we
right,
are
Jace.
at the end of
You're the
days.
one to take us home.
All right, everybody. Thank you for joining us for Bible study today. If you want even more Drunk Bible Study, including ad-free episodes, early releases, personal toasts on the show, and more, become one of our patrons at patreon.com/drunkbiblestudy. If you enjoy the show, take a moment to subscribe and then write us a nice review on iTunes or Stitcher, letting other people know what you like about it, and hopefully tell them that they won't go to hell for listening to it. You can also join fellow listeners in the Drunk Bible Study Fans and Fellowship Facebook group. Find us on Twitter at Drunk Bible Cast, on Instagram at Drunk Bible Study, or send us an email to info@drunkbiblestudy.com. Drunk Bible Study is created and produced by Emily Matlack, Dedeker Winston, and me, Jace Lindgren. Our theme song is Book Club by Josh and Anand from their album Home of the. I'm going to try that again. Our theme song is Book Club by Josh and Anand from their album Home of the. For more information, visit us at drunkbiblestudy.com.
I made a memory about your dad.